This is the BOFON Biometric Handgun Safe. That's pretty sick. In this video, I'm going to share with you what comes in the box, what some of the features are, and what the uses are for this safe. And we're also going to be taking a deeper look at the material and size dimensions of this safe, and I'll be providing all of that information for you at the end of the video. So let's get into it. Inside the safe currently, I have quite a bit of stuff. I'm just going to take it out. I have a drone, an iPod, a USB stick, some money. That just shows that this safe can be universal. It can store valuables or other goods that you don't want people to have access to. Let's get into it and talk about what came in the box. This did come from Amazon, and it came with the manual, and this is just the operation manual. It teaches you how to set your password and also gives you some other important information. It also comes with a set of 2 keys. These keys will be used to open the safe once you open it up because the battery is not installed. This does also come with a 9-volt battery. And then once you open it up, it also comes with 2 mounting screws. And in the bottom of the safe, there are 2 holes for you to mount this. So if you're mounting this to a side of a desk or a wall and you don't want anyone to be able to remove the safe, they won't have access to unscrew these because they're hidden inside the safe, which I think is a great feature. And of course, in the box, you also get the safe, and it's all padded with a very thick foam, so you don't worry about it getting damaged in shipping, and it just comes inside of a larger Amazon box when you pick it up from there. Now let's talk about some of the features that the safe offers and why you might want to pick it up for yourself. So the first thing that I really like is the fact that it is biometric. So it has a little fingerprint sensor at the front of the safe, and that way you're able to touch it and unlock it with your finger. I actually set 2 of my fingers up, but we'll talk about that when we're setting up the passcode. It also has a 4-digit keypad, which you're able to set a password of 4 digits to 6 digits to unlock the safe. And right in front of the keypad, you actually have a little compartment that comes off with a piece of plastic, and this is where you're able to enter the key, and you just turn it and it unlocks it. And this is what you use when you don't have power, or if you just want to use a key instead of the biometric features, which I don't really get why you don't want to buy the safe if you're not using those features. Another really cool feature about the safe is the fact that it uses an air piston to be able to shoot it up really quickly, and I'll just demonstrate that. So you don't have to worry about lifting it up yourself or having a different mechanism lifting it up. It's very fast and so far really reliable. I opened this probably about 20 or 30 times right when I opened it out of the box, just because it's such a cool mechanism. Like, you can let it down and it shoots it up. Like, it doesn't stick at all when you're moving it. I like that. On the back side, there's nothing really special besides these 2 mounting holes, and that's where you're able to drill it into a wall or anywhere that you want it to be mounted. And the safe is really heavy. Like, I mean, it's not super heavy, but if you're a kid, you won't really be able to lift this. It has quite a bit of weight to it, and it'll deter people from wanting to open it just because of the weight that it has. So now that I've shared with you some of my favorite features, let's talk about the actual uses for this safe. Like I was saying earlier, it can be used for handguns or firearms, or it can be used for jewelry or other valuable goods that you want to keep separate from your open documents. If you're keeping a passport in here, that's a great idea, or some small cash or jewelry or other valuables that you just want to be locked away. This is great if you have house guests or you have other people in your family that you might try getting in your stuff. And I really like the fact that it's biometric. Like, we're so used to having these features on our phones where they secure our data, but you have physical things that you really need to keep secure just as much. So having that little biometric sensor and the keypad is great. Now with this size, it makes it great if you're keeping it in your office in a small little desk or a compartment. You can also keep it on a small table or on the bedside table of your bed, so you'll have quick access in the night in case you need to reach for a firearm, or if you need to keep any of your valuables close to you. You can also use this safe to store medication. There is quite a bit of room, so you'll be able to store multiple pill bottles, and I think that's good in case you have medication that might be stolen or abused. That's a good use for this safe. Now, one important thing I'd also like to say is it's basically childproof. It'd be very hard for anyone to be able to guess your combination, judging on the fact that there's so many different key combinations and sets that you can create. Also, with the biometric system, you'll need your finger, and no one else can really copy that. And it does have anti-pry capabilities. And one safety feature that I was very impressed with this is the fact that the password reset button is hidden inside the safe. With other safes similar to this, with the password reset, some people are able to wedge items underneath the hinge and press the button and add their own password. But because the password button is hidden inside the safe, no one's going to be able to access that and reset your password without your knowledge. I love that feature. The entire design of this is meant to prevent you from being able to open it. The wedge is very tight, so if you're trying to put a crowbar or a screwdriver underneath there, you are not going to be able to access it. Just because it is so thin, you're not able to get really any leverage. The same with the back of the safe. So now that we're done talking more about the uses, let's actually measure the safe and figure out the internal dimensions. There is a side pocket that you can't put anything in. That is for the air piston. And if you were to put anything in there, it would just get crushed when you close the safe. So with the tape measure, when we check the measurements, it's about 10.5 inches long. The width is about 6 inches. There is a little bit of extra room underneath this cavity. And then the height is coming in at about 2 inches, a little less because the foam liner on the top would also crunch it a little bit or push down. And that is a lot of space. And like I showed earlier, I was able to put my DJI Mini 2 inside of there and it was able to close with no problems. So let's move on to how you can actually set the password if you buy this safe. The manual shows everything clearly and teaches you how to do it, but I actually messed up a little bit when I was trying to set up my password, and I'll show you what to do. It's very important and I didn't realize it until like 10 minutes after me being frustrated with it, but it's actually a safety mechanism, so let's go. So when we move the safe to the side, there's actually a little compartment over here that you just pull off, and then it releases this little plastic clip, and this is a pretty thick plastic. And behind here is the battery compartment, and this is where you're going to be installing your battery right when you get it. It comes with this little 9-volt battery, and this is where you're going to plug it in. But let's move the battery to the side, and there is a little bit of space in here if you need to put, like, I don't know, a couple of bills or a very small item. It might be able to fit behind this little key access. So in here, there's actually a button right in the middle, and this is the password reset button. So to get started, you have to press the password reset button twice. So we're gonna hit it 1, 2. And once we do that, the keypad starts flashing, and this means that it's ready for you to enter your passcode. After a couple seconds, it'll time out, and that just means you need to hit the password reset button again. So I'm just gonna do that, 1, 2. And now it's flashing again, so I'm gonna set the password 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once you confirm it, you're gonna hit the password reset button again. And that means that it's set, and it blinked twice, confirming it. And also, whenever you're setting up a new passcode or your fingerprint, make sure that the keys are outside of the safe. If you were to put these in here and your password didn't take, you would not be able to open this safe again. Make sure that you keep the keys outside. Like once you unbox this, just put them to the side, because if they were stuck in here, that would be very bad. So I'm gonna close the safe. And now it's ready for us to enter the passcode. So when you're entering the passcode, this is the thing that messed me up. You first have to press a key, and that's gonna activate the keypad, and then it's gonna be ready for you to enter the code. So I'm gonna press the keypad, and now it's lighted up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it opens. So that's how simple it is. You do need to press a key before you enter it. That messed me up for a long time, just so it wakes the keypad, and you'll see the keypad do a little bit of a transition. All it does is just slide to the side. I think it's really cool, so let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. So now that the keypad's set up, we're gonna add our fingerprint. So we're just gonna open the safe back up. And now we're gonna do the same process. We have to hit the password reset button twice. 1, 2. The lights are gonna be flashing again, and we just have to hold our finger down on the fingerprint sensor, and it's gonna take. And we're gonna have to do this 6 times until it learns our finger. And now it's learned my finger, so if I were to press it, you'll hear the little mechanism unlock. So that means we have our fingerprint sensor set up. Now I'm gonna talk about the material of this safe. Most of the safe is a metal material. When you just hear the pounding. It's very solid, and that's what makes it very heavy, but there are quite a few plastic pieces. This top piece is metal. However, this section is plastic, since it is that little cap that we're able to remove to access the key. The sides of the safe are plastic as well. But behind there is metal, and also on the sides it's metal, and the back is metal. So that is the BOFON handgun safe. Again, you can use it for other things. I'll probably be using it just for some of my valuables. There's a link for this down below on Amazon. I recommend you checking it out. Also subscribe if you want to see a long-term review once I get used to this and once I use it a couple hundred times. I'll share with you an updated version to make sure that the keypad and the biometric sensors are still working and that the hinge is still opening quickly. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.